Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 6 tools in our birth with peace process. I'm going to name what those are. The first is naming the monster. The second is deep relaxation. The third is peace breathing for birth. The fourth, visualization or mental imagery. The fifth, faith statements. And the sixth, scripts. Now, we will get into what each of those are in another video, but let me just speak to what research says about these tools. So there has not been a ton of research on these tools, but of the research that has been done, there have been significant outcomes with them. So with these tools, what the research shows is that there's a decreased need for pharmacological pain relief like epidurals or morphine. The need for induction of labor, which is starting the labor artificially with something like oxytocin IV, and the need for augmenting labor, which is you're already in labor and now they're adding oxytocin to the labor. Both of those are decreased with these tools. The third is that labor tends to be faster when using these tools. Another benefit is that there's an increased chance of spontaneous vaginal birth and decreased need for cesarean section. Another benefit is that maternal satisfaction and well-being is increased. There's also a decreased chance of postpartum depression after the baby's born. And the thought is that that's related to the maternal well-being and satisfaction around birth. And the last one is that newborn transition to life outside the womb is improved. So lots of benefits from these tools that most people would love to have. Let me say that the birth with peace process is not, how should I say it? It's not a new age approach. It's not if you say these words, your birth will turn out exactly like this. It's not avoid these words so that your birth doesn't turn out like this. It's not that kind of thing. It's based on the research around neuroplasticity, which is our brains actually rewiring. So it is based on research. It's not just a sort of name it and claim it kind of thing. That's not reality. That doesn't happen. No matter how positively you think about birth, that just doesn't happen. So there is a physical and physiological thing that happens when you are using these tools. We talked a little bit in another video about something called the birth message unit, and that is where our beliefs about birth are housed in our subconscious mind. And what the birth with peace process does is taps into or gets to our subconscious mind and starts to create and rewire a new birth message unit. So you're destroying the old one and creating a new birth message unit. And one of the things to know about that is that our new birth message unit, our new beliefs about birth, they win out over our past beliefs about birth. So that's an important thing to remember, that happens, that the new birth message unit is the stronger one. The old birth message unit is very weak or completely gone by the time you have your baby. That's another piece, another foundation to know about the birth with peace process is that practice makes pathways. Practice makes peaceful. And what we mean about that is that these tools you need to practice. You need to practice about 30 minutes a day for about 40 to 45 days. And this is, again, based on the research around neuroplasticity, that it takes time for these message units to be created, for the rewiring to occur. So it's important to do that practice. Now, a lot of women think, oh, 30 minutes, that's too much for me. I've got a busy life. But what I say is to just think about what you do even every evening before bed, right? Do you settle in and scroll on Facebook, Instagram, watch YouTube? Maybe you're watching this now in the evening. What you can do is change out for 30 minutes your homework, and we prepare the homework for you. It's nothing that's difficult at all. It's very, very easy, and it's supremely relaxing. So it's actually a beautiful way to do your practice. So it's important to do your practice. You need to keep that in mind. One of the other foundations of the birth with peace process is that it's real, even if it's not. So you might think to yourself, okay, I can think these thoughts all I want, I don't really feel it right now. Am I really believing it? It's important to know that our subconscious releases hormones, releases an emotional response, whether it's real or not. Let me explain. So, if you have a nightmare, let's say you have a nightmare, somebody's chasing you through the woods, you're trying to get away from them. You wake up from that nightmare, your heart is pounding, you might be sweating, you might have that feeling that that person is still there. You know, rationally they're not, but your emotions and your physiological responses are telling you otherwise, that this is real. So, what happens is as you are rewiring your brain, that subconscious message unit is accepting what you are feeding it as real and true. Okay, so it's an important piece to remember. A lot of women who are doing the practice, they're thinking, I'm not feeling anything. Is something, is anything even really happening? And what they find is once they get to their birthing time, things just switch on. Your body just responds beautifully as you have trained it to do. So that's an important piece to know. And the last foundation of the birth with peace process is that our bodies are wise. Our bodies were created to actually birth in this beautiful way. Your body was created to be able to relax during birth. Your body was created to be able to release endorphins, which are those painkillers, those natural painkillers that decrease or even eliminate any pain that you're feeling. So we have this ability within our bodies already. What you're doing with the birth with peace process is learning how to tap into that, how to make that work optimally. So in another video, we will touch on what each of those tools are. Until then, if you would like this video, that would be amazing. And again, consider subscribing. Thanks so much. Take care.